All right. Well, welcome to the Synthy Digital Library and IEEE Xplore webinar. My name is Jalen Kelly, and I am a Client Services Manager for the IEEE. Today I'm going to start with a few slides about Synthy and the Synthy Digital Library, and then I will go into a live demo of the Synthy Digital Library in the IEEE Xplore Digital Library to show you some best practices for searching Synthy content and some of the more value-added features available in IEEE Xplore. So IEEE has partnered with SMPTE, the Society of Motion Picture and Television Engineers, to be the exclusive host for the complete Synthy Digital Library for institutions. And SMPTE, the leader in the advancement of the art, science, and craft of the image, sound, and metadata ecosystem, is a professional membership association. SMPTE is dedicated to moving imagery education and engineering across the communications, technology, media, and entertainment industries. And the Synthy Digital Library focuses on innovative content and emerging technologies, but there is also a deep back file, so should you need to look at the more foundation technologies, you can do that as well. But all 800 plus Synthy standards, as well as the Synthy Motion Imaging Journal and the annual Synthy Technical Conference proceedings, are discoverable via the Synthy Digital Library on the IEEE Xplore Digital Library. And the Synthy Digital Library includes more than 24,000 full-text documents. If you've ever seen the color bars test pattern on your television, or if you've watched a movie in 3D or streamed content on your mobile devices, then you've actually seen the Synthy standards in action. Synthy standards touch nearly every piece of motion imaging content and ensures that content is seen and heard in the highest possible quality on any display. So Synthy is an internationally recognized standards development body, and since its founding in 1916, Synthy has developed more than 800 standards, recommended practice, and engineering guidelines. By providing structure, organization, and interoperability, Synthy has helped advance the motion imaging industry through all of the major transitions, from the advent and integration of sound and color to the shift from celluloid to analog to digital formats. So it includes things like digital cinema and high-definition TV. And Synthy content follows an image from glass to glass, which basically means from the time an image is captured to when it is displayed and everything that happens in between. And it's with a focus on creating and maintaining the quality of a digital image as well as the experience, which has become increasingly more important. And here on this slide, you can see the wide range of broad subject areas that Synthy covers. And when we go into the live IEEE Xplore demo, you're going to see that you actually have the ability to search in even more precise terminology to obtain just the documents that you're looking for that are relevant to your project or will help you solve a problem. So Synthy provides key research on creation and delivery of quality images from camera to display. It opens business opportunities by using industry-accepted standardized methods, describes state-of-the-art workflows for content creation and distribution, encourages system interoperability of products within the marketplace, accelerates innovation by understanding the media technology landscape, and increases productivity by providing access to previous research. So you're not reinventing the wheel. A little bit of research up front can save a lot of headaches in the long run. And you access the Synthy Digital Library via the IEEE Xplore Digital Library, and you can see the URL here on the screen. And users will be able to browse and search the Synthy content within the IEEE Xplore Digital Library and access your subscription seamlessly. So there are a lot of synergies between Synthy content and IEEE content. In case you are not familiar with the IEEE, we are the world's largest technical membership association with more than 430,000 members in over 160 countries. And while IEEE is most known for electrical engineering and computer science, IEEE is actually made up of 39 technical societies which cover a wide range of technical interests, such as the IEEE Broadcast Technology Society. So IEEE publishes content on imaging, multimedia, consumer electronics, display technologies, and more. And so you can see how the IEEE content and SMPTE content really complement each other. And one of the benefits of having the SMPTE content commingled with the IEEE content is the power of aggregation. So you can see content from a variety of sources side by side and get a broader perspective and look at more of an interdisciplinary content collection. But when we go into the digital library, you're going to see that you have a lot of control over what you want to look at or not look at using a variety of options, including the ability to refine your results. All right, so before we go into the live demo of IEEE Xplore, I wanted to talk a little bit about linking your SMPTE member account to an IEEE account. It's a simple one-time process that SMPTE members need to do in order to access your SMPTE benefits within IEEE Xplore. So for example, SMPTE members get free access to the SMPTE journal and discounts to the SMPTE conference papers, but you're not going to be able to do that unless you link your account on Xplore. So the first thing you want to do is go to SMPTE.org and click on My Account. It's then going to prompt you to log in to your SMPTE account, which you should do. Once you're logged in, you'll be taken to your account page on the SMPTE.org website. And on the side, you'll see an IEEE linking option. If you click on that, it's actually going to launch you out to IEEE.org. Now, if you already have an IEEE account for whatever reason, you can just simply log in right here and it'll seamlessly link your account. If you don't have an IEEE account, you will have to create one first. So use this Create Account link here on the page, create your account, and then log in. And when you log in, it should then seamlessly route you back to SMPTE.org, and you should see an IEEE linking complete. So if you don't see this message, your account hasn't been linked successfully. So you can follow these steps to link your account, and I'll real quick show you that if we go into SMPTE.org here, and you click on Digital Library, if you scroll down, there's a section on account linking, and you can actually download a PDF which walks you through these steps for how to link your account. So this is a good thing to come and get, and then you can follow it step by step while you're linking your account. All right, so I'm going to pause. I think we have some things in the chat box here. So somebody's saying they can't see the audio. I'm going to ask my colleagues, Claire and Georgia, if you guys can reach out to somebody named Shawshank Gowda and see if you can help him with the audio. And then also from SMPTE, they say if any SMPTE member has problems connecting, they should contact SMPTE membership first. Sometimes the connection just needs to be refreshed and it fixes any problems they have. Thank you. All right. So next thing I'm going to do is go over the IEEE Xplore Digital Library. Just a reminder, please feel free to ask any questions as we go along, and we can answer those throughout the session or at the end. So here on the IEEE Xplore homepage, you may have an institutional subscription to SMPTE Digital Library, maybe through your university or corporation that you work for. And if you do, typically what happens is when you come into the IEEE Xplore Digital Library, you'll see an access provided by and then your institution name. And that's how you know you've been authenticated with the institutional subscription. And if you have an institutional subscription and you want to understand what you subscribe to, you can simply click on the What Can I Access link here, and it will describe your specific subscription package. So So today I'm logged in with a demo account that just has the SMPTE digital library and none of the other IEEE content as part of the subscription. Once you've been authenticated with your institutional subscription, it's always a good idea to go ahead and log in with your personal account here, right? So this is the IEEE account that you created on IEEE.org and linked to your SMPTE account. You should not log in with your actual SMPTE account here. This is that IEEE personal account. But if you are a SMPTE member but don't have an institutional subscription, this is also where you would log in to get your SMPTE content as well. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with my personal account, because what happens is when you log in with your personal account, not only do you get your SMPTE member benefits, but you also get access to our personalization features. And the personalization features in Xplore can help you personalize your experience, but they can also help you to do some more value-added things like set up alerts. So you'll notice now I'm logged in with my personal account, and I can get from the My Settings drop-down menu to all of the personalization features. And one of the ones I want to talk about today is the preferences. So you can set up your own personal search preferences that designate what content you search, how you want your search results sorted and displayed, and even give email preferences for alerts. So one of those options is the ability to designate which publisher's content you search. So you have the ability to search across all content, and as I usually recommend for people, it's a nice idea to be able to get a broader perspective to go ahead and search all the content. But if you wanted to set up your default to only search SMPTE content, you can actually do that here in the preferences and then simply click update. And then each time you come in, as long as you're logged in with that personal account, it's always going to start you just within the SMPTE content set. You also have the ability to set up alerts using your personal account. So you'll notice under My Settings, the first option under Content Alerts takes you to a page with a list of all of the journals and magazines available in Xplore. And you can simply do a Control F if you want to look for a specific title. So let's say I'm looking for the SMPTE Motion Imaging Journal. I could just do a quick Control F on SMPTE. I simply click the checkbox next to that title, go back to the top of the page, and click Update. And now each time the SMPTE journal is published and posted on Xplore, I'm going to get an email with a table of contents in the body of the email. So that's a great way to be alerted as soon as the new issue is available. You can also set up conferences alerts. So you can set up an alert, for example, just on the SMPTE conference, so that you can be alerted as soon as the conference proceedings from the SMPTE annual conference are loaded in Xplore. Or you can set up alerts on individual standards. Now, when you click on this one, it's going to default into the IEEE, but just simply click the toggle here for SMPTE. You'll see a list then of all the SMPTE standards available in Xplore, and you can set up an alert by clicking the checkbox next to any of those standards, and then again clicking Update at the top of the page. And if a new version of that standard is produced and published and posted in Xplore, you'll get an email letting you know about that. So alerts are a really great way to stay up to date on the latest technologies or even within an ongoing area of research. So if you just have a specific topical area that you want to stay up to date on or a specific subject, you can even do that by setting up what are called saved search alerts. And you can save any search that you run in Xplore. I'm going to go up here to the top of the page and use our basic search bar and just run a basic search on digital cinema. And now once I'm in my search results page, I can click this Set Search Alert. I can give it a name and click Save. And now, once a week, I'll get an email letting me know of any new content that's been added into Xplore that meets my search criteria. So in other words, any content that's published related to digital cinema. So those are just some of the personalization features that you might want to take advantage of. What I'm going to show you now, you don't necessarily need to be logged in with your personal account for the features, but you might need to be if you're a SMPTE member and you want to get access to the actual content, right? So here on the search results page, you'll notice that we have a variety of options to refine your results. So you can add an additional search term to narrow it down. You can narrow down by content type. So, we've got some conference papers, journal articles, standards, probably some ebook chapters. And again, the default, because my personalization settings are to search all the content, is it's showing me everything right now. You also have the ability to control the time frame in which you're searching. You can narrow down by things such as author, and you can see who some of the top published authors are by record count when you look at this author facet, or even author affiliation, which is basically the organization where the author worked when they wrote the paper. But you'll notice one here is publisher. So for our search for digital cinema, you're going to see that we found about half the content came from IEEE, and another half came from SMPTE, and a few articles from IET, which is the Institute of Engineering and Technology, another association that IEEE hosts on Xplore. So if you just wanted to see the SMPTE content, though, you have that ability to easily narrow down to just SMPTE and then click Apply Refinement. I'm not going to do that because I also want to show you at the top of the page another option, and that's this Show. So again, the default is to show you all the results, but you can actually narrow down to just your subscribed content. So this means just content that you can access in the full text. And sometimes this is even nicer than just limiting to SMPTE content, because there might be some open access content from IEEE, in other words, some free content that you can access as well if you don't subscribe to IEEE content. So this will give you a full view of everything that you can access within the IEEE Xplore Digital Library by selecting My Subscribed Content. So you can see there's 3 ways to easily get to your SMPTE content that you have access to. You can set up your preferences to do that. You can narrow your search results by the publisher facet, or you can sort your search results to show only your subscribed content. All right, a couple of other quick things you can do here on the search results page. You can change the number of results displayed per page up to 100. And you can change how your search results are sorted. So the default is relevancy ranking, so we're showing you the most relevant content at the top. But in some cases, you might be interested in seeing what the most recently published content is on this topic. And in that case, you can sort newest first. Or if you're looking for best papers, papers that other people are using frequently in their research, you can sort most cited by papers to see the journal articles and conference papers that have been cited most frequently in other journal articles and conference papers. And we also track patent citations. So you can actually see which documents within your search results have been cited within patent applications and patents around the world. So, for example, as we scroll through here, you'll see the first one has 7 patent citations, and we have 2, and then 1 and 1, and so on. And anytime you see this unlocked green lock next to a content, that means you're going to be able to access the full text of that particular document. Now, you can always download the full text PDF, but if you click on the document title, it actually takes you to the abstract record. And sometimes this is useful for finding additional related content and just getting more insights into this particular document. So you'll notice here at the top we do have related articles. So it's a more like this feature, and you can view, I think, up to about 20 of those. So we're recommending content that might be of value to you based on the fact that you're interested in this article. You can read the full abstract here. You can browse the references, which is the bibliography, or even the citations. So this can lead you to other relevant content. And we break down the citations by IEEE publications, other publications, and patents. So you can actually see this particular article is cited in a patent, and if we click View All, we can go down here and we can actually see that a Samsung patent has this article cited in its non-patent literature citations. And if we want to read the patent, we can jump right to it at the patent office. On this page, you also, of course, have the ability to download the full text PDF. You can download the citation for this particular article. So if you open it up, you can then highlight and copy and paste the citation for it. You can email a link of the article to a colleague. So that's a good way to collaborate. And you can print the article. And you can even set up an alert to see if anyone cites this document in the future. So this is called a citation alert. Sometimes authors like this because they want to see who's citing their content. But it can also be valuable to a researcher because obviously research builds upon research. And if somebody's citing that article in a new document, that new publication might be of value to me as well, right? So a lot of different options here on the abstract page. So I'm just going to pause for a second to see if there's any more questions in the chat box. Okay, I don't see anything new. So let's go ahead and go up here to the top of the page. Again, the basic search bar follows you around throughout the site, so you can always start a new search from wherever you are. And it defaults into the basic search mode. But you'll notice we do have an author search and a publication search as well. So if you have a specific publication title you want to search on, you can do that. So you could even just click SMPTE in here. Or if you have a specific author you want to search by, you can. So let's do a quick search on G. Zachary. And I like to search broadly by using typically initials for the first and or middle name. Because within Xplore, we make every effort to identify variations of author names. So you'll notice if we come down here and look at the author facet, that it actually is picking up 3 different variations of this name. So you can search by one way, and it will hopefully pick up all the other variations if we know that that's the same person. Okay, I think somebody added a question. All right, so the question is, if you sign up for a journal alert, will you only receive the table of contents with abstract and it won't trigger the download, right? That's correct. The email that you get is just the table of contents. When you click on one of the links, it takes you to the abstract record, and then you can decide whether you want to download the full text or not. And then it says, does a personal SMPTE membership provide access to SMPTE standards? I'm going to wait and see if somebody from SMPTE pops in on that. I don't believe they do, but I know you get the journal, but I'll have to have somebody respond, and I'll let you know as soon as we hear back on that question. Okay, so I'm going to try to show you the advanced search now. Oh, I'm sorry. So the question is, does a personal SMPTE membership provide access to SMPTE standards? You'll notice that with the basic search bar, you also can go to the advanced search page. And from SMPTE, for the person who asked that about the standards, they have confirmed that SMPTE membership does not include SMPTE standards. So the advanced search page is a guided way to do a little bit more complex searching. It's actually where I recommend most people should do their searching. It gives you a little bit more control, and you can be a little more precise. You can also search within different fields and do a variety of things. So for example, you'll notice the default in Xplore is to do what's called a metadata-only search. So if you wanted to search within the full text of the content, you would want to come to this page and select the full text and metadata. If you do the basic search bar or leave the metadata only default, it's looking for your search terms just within some very specific fields. And those fields include the document title, abstract, index terms, publication title, author name, date, but not the full body of the article or the full text of the article. So on the advanced search page, you have the ability to do that, but you also have the ability to search within very specific fields, such as document title and author affiliation, things like that. You can also combine your search terms using and or not. So that's one thing to note with the basic search bar on the IEEE Xplore homepage, is that you cannot type in these Boolean operators or connectors. If you want to use them, you either need to come to the advanced search page and use the drop-down menu, or you can use the command search and type them in yourself, and I'll show you the command search in a few minutes. But and allows you to designate that you want all of the search terms, or means you want any of the search terms, and not is a way to exclude a search term. So in other words, you can say I only want documents that do not contain a specific word or phrase. And you'll notice you're not limited to just 3 search boxes. You can continue adding until you have a total of 10 fields here on the page. Now within Xplore, if you enter 2 or more words, it automatically looks for all of the terms, but not necessarily as a phrase. So if you want to get an exact phrase, you would want to put it within quotes up here at the top. One of the nice things about the advanced search is this ability to use the OR operator, so you can search for synonyms, or in this case you'll notice it's nice to be able to search for both the acronym and what the acronym stands for. And as you scroll down, you'll notice you have a variety of options for filtering or refining your results. So say we wanted to just start within SMPTE, we could actually deselect the other options and just search within SMPTE content from here as well, or we can select the My Subscribed Content facet as well. So one of the quick questions we had was, does the search cover the SMPTE standards? Absolutely. So when you're searching, it's going to default to search across everything. And then if you narrow it down to a specific publisher, it's just going to search that publisher's content. But it will also include all content types from that publisher. So within the SMPTE Digital Library on Xplore, it's the full text of the journal articles, the conference papers, and the SMPTE standards. This particular search didn't retrieve a SMPTE standard, but if there had been one, you would see it here under the content type. You'd see standards listed. Now here on the search results page, there's a couple of things you can do with the content once you get it in the search results. So for example, if you select multiple documents within the search results set, you can actually download the full text PDFs in bulk. So you can select up to 10 PDFs and then download those 10 PDFs into a zip file. Or I showed you how to download the citation for an individual article, but you can also download the citations under this export feature. So you can download multiple citations at once from your search results set. So there are a variety of things you can do here with your actual search results set. I'm going to go back to the advanced search page because I always like to highlight the author affiliation search. This is a way where you can actually search on a specific organization name. So for example, if we do a search on Disney, we can see all of the articles and conference papers published by researchers at Disney within Xplore. I typically then sort newest first, so I can see what they published most recently as opposed to, say, 10 years ago. But now I can kind of scroll through and see what topics they're publishing on, which conferences they're presenting at. I can even see who some of their top published authors are. And it can just give me, an idea of who some of the top researchers are and some of the things that they're publishing at their organization. All right, we have another question in the chat box. It says, SMPTE search has no difference regardless you have a membership or not, right? Correct. When you search and explore, the way you can narrow down, if you have a SMPTE membership and you want to narrow to just the content you get through your membership, you can use this My Subscribed Content facet. But when you're searching across SMPTE content, it's just searching everything. It doesn't care if you're a member, a non-member, if you have a subscription, if you don't have a subscription. So you can see non-subscribed content in terms of you can actually see it in the search results page and see the abstracts. You just can't get to the full text of it. All right, just a couple of other quick search options in Xplore. We do have a command search and a citation search. You can get to those from this other search options drop-down menu, or when you're on the advanced search page, you will see tabs here. So the citation search is a known item search. So when you're looking for a very specific document, you can come in here, fill in the fields you happen to know, and it'll look for that specific document. The command search is a way to do more complex searches. So it's a free-form text box that allows you to do command language searching. So this is for people who like to be in control of typing in the and or not operators, or with the nesting, which is the idea of placing your search terms and operators within parentheses to designate the order in which they're processed. So you can see here, this is an example of a command search. So I've done ultra high definition in quotes because I want the exact phrase, or UHD. So I want to pick up the acronym as well. I placed that within parens because I need to nest my or strings. And then I did and a second or string, which is TV or television. And then I'm going to do IMMERS asterisk. So within Xplore, the database automatically finds pluralized nouns, verb tenses, and British and American spelling variations for you. But if you want to get all variations of a word, you can use what is known as a wildcard. And the wildcard stands for any or no character in Xplore. And basically what I'm telling the database is to pick up any word that begins with what I've placed in front of the asterisk. So this will pick up immersion, immersive, immerse, all the variations of this particular word for me. And then we click come here. And again, I point out that it's going to search across all of the content in Xplore, regardless of the publisher, regardless of the type of content, unless you made changes in your personal preferences to only search a specific publisher's content. But from here, you do have the ability to refine results by things such as the publisher or narrow to your subscribed content. So you have a variety of options there. But again, you're going to get this aggregation of looking at all of the content that's in Xplore that meets your search criteria, whether you have access or not, and then you can refine and filter down to that. So it gives you a broader perspective by being able to see that aggregation. All right, so those are the search options in Xplore. I'm just checking the chat box again to see if anyone has any questions. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about today is browsing. So you can also browse the SMPTE content or any of the other content in Xplore by using our prominent Browse drop-down menu. It's organized by type of content. I'm going to focus on the conferences, journals, and standards because that's the type of SMPTE content available. If we go to Browse Conferences, so we have another question that I'm going to toss to SMPTE. Is there a training or webinar about SMPTE working groups and publications? So when you're in here under Browse Conferences, you have the ability to browse either by title or by topic. And within IEEE, we do have a variety of topics to select from. Within the By Title tab, you can select a letter of the alphabet. You can enter a unique word or phrase from the title, or as you scroll down, you do have the ability to narrow by publisher. So, for example, if we select SMPTE, we can see all of the SMPTE conferences available in Xplore. And say we only want to see the most recent, we can narrow down by publication year and see the SMPTE Technical Conference. We can also see the full list of years available. And if you want to go into a specific year, you can select that year and browse the table of contents. Browsing journals works very similar. You're going to see the By Title or By Topic tab. You also have the ability to narrow down by publisher here as well. Or in this case, if you want, you can just simply type in SMPTE, select which specific SMPTE journal. So these are the previous titles for this journal, right? It's currently called the SMPTE Motion Imaging Journal. If you're not familiar with that, you can also just click Search, because it then pulls up the journal by title history. So you can actually see the dates and how it changed over the years. And then if you click on SMPTE Motion Imaging Journal, it brings you into the home page for this particular publication, and you can jump right to the current issues table of contents. You can download the entire issue easily, or you can jump to a specific past issue using the drop-down menu here. Browsing standards is different. So when you come in here and you're in the Browse Standards, it's going to default to IEEE. Again, all you have to do is click this SMPTE toggle to open up the SMPTE standards. And when you're in the By Collection tab, which is what it defaults to, you can then go through and browse all the 800 SMPTE standards. You can refine by status or standard type, by publication year, or across a variety of topics. So these are the SMPTE topics, and if you select one of these, say compression, and click Apply Refinements, you're just going to see the compression-related standards from SMPTE here, and you can browse through them from here as well. You can continue to make refinements, say you're only interested in active, and so on. Next to the By Collection tab, though, is a By Number tab. And this is where I recommend you come if you're looking for a very specific SMPTE standard and you know the number of that standard. So let's say we're looking for standards related to 428, right? We can come in here to the Browse Standards by Numbers tab. We can either use the range, or we can actually just type in 428 and click Search. And then it pulls up all of the SMPTE 428 standards, so 428.1, 428.2, and so on. And you can browse through those. And you'll notice if there are inactive versions of a standard available, they will be here as well. So you can see the archival legacy versions in addition to the active versions. All right, so that is sort of my tips and tricks for searching the SMPTE content on Xplore. I'm checking the chat box again. I think we've had some comments related to the last question. And maybe we'll reach out to SMPTE for working. Okay. There is a user guide on how it works. So if you have questions about the SMPTE standards, you know, in regards to a webinar about SMPTE working groups and publications, things like that, please contact membership at SMPTE.org, and they can point them in the right direction for the groups and explain how it all works. And then Dan Sun also has a question on what is the difference between active and inactive SMPTE standards. So standards typically have to be reaffirmed or revised after a particular time period, right? So the inactive are the older versions that have been superseded by the new version. So in 2007, there was a specific version for this standard that was then in 2010 superseded it. And then in 2014, the current active version superseded the 2010. So as you can imagine, technology, depending on the type of technology, can change quite rapidly or it can change slower. So depending on the technology, the more often the standards will change. If it's a more rapidly evolving, emerging technology, more stable technologies may not have as many inactive or any inactive because the standard may still be good today. But you know, that's part of the standards process, is to always make sure that you're using the best current available content and ideas behind the standard. So standards are regularly updated, or new versions are published that will supersede the old version. So the inactive is the historical legacy version. The active version is the current published and use version that you should follow. All right. Okay, I don't see any other questions in the search box. So I will go ahead and end today's session unless somebody else has another question. All right, well, I'm going to thank you all for your time today then. Doesn't look like we have any more questions. We really appreciate you guys joining us. And if you do have questions later, feel free to reach out and we will connect you with the correct person at SMPTE if it's about SMPTE, or we can help you internally about anything related to searching on IEEE Xplore. We're happy to help in any way possible.